and talk about Iran. Welcome back to the show. Former National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien, my dear friend. Robert, welcome back. So the more talks, okay, it looks like Iranians are going to Pakistan, and Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff is going to Pakistan for some kind of talks this weekend. I guess my first question to you is, why talks? Why a deal? I mean, I want unconditional surrender. We've won the war. We've destroyed them, and we're choking them off in the final economic stages. I'm just not sure what it is we're talking about at this stage, Robert O'Brien. What do you think?
Well, I think the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has been very generous to the Iranian regime. From the start, he preferred talks. He preferred a peace deal. They turned down the nuclear talks, and we had, midnight hammer. They then turned down the talks again, and we had epic fury. They didn't turn down talks again. We've got Operation Economic Fury. And the whole time, President Trump has generously not attacked their economic lifeline. He's not attacked their oil production facilities, their oil export facilities, their railroads, their bridges. That's all coming. But again, he's giving them one more chance to do the right thing, to turn over their nuclear material, to stop their ballistic missile program, and to stop funding terrorists around the region. And Trump has been, again, he's gone to every extent and every step possible to get a peace deal. But if the Iranians think that this is just more extended and pretend, and they think they're dealing with Joe Biden or an appeaser like Barack Obama, they're badly mistaken. Kushner and Witkoff are champion negotiators. The Iranians may have been in the rug souk for thousands of years, but Kushner and Witkoff were in the New York real estate markets, so they're pretty good themselves.
Yes, but we know. The Iranians know, and we know. I mean, you outlined a lot of it. We know, right, that all the nuclear activity must cease. All the nuclear material must be transferred from Iran to the United States. The Strait of Hormuz must be open. Clearly, no attacks. All of the proxy terrorist warfare and so forth must cease. We know that. I mean, it's been on the table. They know what we want. That's why I'm not just sure. I understand Witkoff and Jared are tough, and I understand President Trump's not going to stand for any chicanery, but they already know. And so it's somewhat of a mystery to me, what's going to happen. I guess my point is we're about to destroy their economy with this blockade, which is sheer Trumpian genius. They have to agree to what we tell them, don't they? I mean, otherwise they're going to string us along, and I don't believe Mr. Trump will permit that.
No, the Iranians are masters at stringing along. There's an old saying that the Iranians don't win many military battles, but they win every negotiation. And so they're going back to their old playbook of pretending, extending, being stubborn, trying to buy time. They're not going to buy time for 2 years until they hopefully get a new president after President Trump. He's going to take care of business, but he's giving them every opportunity so that the American people know and the Iranian people know that Trump bent over backwards for peace at every turn, and that it was the Iranians that turned it down, and it was the Iranians that said no to deals. And so he's giving them another opportunity to do the right thing, to stop funding terrorists, stop building a nuclear bomb, and stop building missiles. If they don't do it, they're going to face the consequences.
Well,
President Trump's going to have a clear conscience of doing it.
Yes, I mean, there's going to be another round of bombing, and frankly, my guess is the so-called leaders, this fourth round of leaders, they have very short lives, very short shelf lives. I mean, they'll be taken out. I mean, to me, it should be easy. Here's what you fellas are going to agree to. Boom, 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 boom. And if they don't, then all hell's going to break loose again. But I don't see negotiating. I mean, that's my point. And by the way, they're running out of gasoline, and they're going to have to shut down their oil wells, right, because they don't have enough storage capacity, because the blockade is working. There's no money, no oil, no money, no gasoline. And the civilian population is going to be furious. No gasoline by itself. They may not have enough money even for, bread and household essentials. So this story is coming to an end rapidly.
Yeah, I think they got another 2 weeks, Larry, and they're going to be out of money, out of production capability, out of refining capability, out of storage capability, which is critical, as you note. But again, President Trump is giving every last opportunity to do the right thing. If they reject it, it's on them, and the results of the next round of bombing are going to be fully on the regime, not on the United States of America.
All right, Robert O'Brien, former National Security Advisor. Thank you, my friend. Terrific stuff.